The University of Detroit Mercy presents another brand new episode of Ask the Professor, the radio show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. Today's program was recorded using Zoom video conferencing technology.
The University Tower chimes ring in another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Maggio, and let me introduce to you our panel for today. The house is packed, but it wouldn't be packed unless Professor Stephen Manning wasn't here.
You're so kind. Thank you for your Halloween night thing.
Thanks for stopping by. I have to tell you, Stephen, because I know you'll appreciate it, that, you know, most of the folks that were there when you and Heather stopped by were family, mostly my in-laws. And they remarked afterwards. They remarked afterwards, like, that guy that came up to you, he's one of your colleagues. And I'm like, yeah, you know, recently retired, but one of my colleagues is like, he just walked up to you and started going on about the Carter administration. Like, is that the way you guys are? And I'm like, welcome to higher ed.
That's right.
I subsequently finished the book, and I would highly recommend it. It's just an amazing book called The Outlier. Kai Bird is the author of it. About 600 pages. Pre-presidency, the bulk of it is presidency, of course, and then post-presidency. And I have a whole new picture of Carter in my head.
Sure.
Reading the book.
Makes sense to me.
He was definitely the most successful ex-president in our history.
Yeah, well, he wasn't a bad, and the connections to the Biden administration's problems getting anything done was interesting to hear too. Carter had similar problems, despite the fact that Democrats had massive majorities in both legislative houses. The problem was within his own party.
Yeah, he and Tip were never buddies.
Who?
He and Tip O'Neill were never buddies.
Yeah, not them, and even worse with Kennedy.
Yeah.
There's a shock.
Yeah.
But you know what? Egypt and Israel have not gone to war since those peace accords.
That's true.
Another person who comes off as absolutely evil is Menachem Begin.
They're, again, not a shock. I mean, yeah.
And finally, stay off I-75.
Yes, it's being closed.
For what?
And they don't tell you for anything. I was coming back south from an errand or two, and they don't tell you, you know, this is Michigan DOT. They do not tell you that the 696 ramp, east and or west, is closed.
Right.
They don't tell you that the 9 mile exit and the 8 mile exit are both closed until after you've not been able to get off the 696 exit. So, you know, I just want to go home, and I'm all the way down to the 7 mile exit. But I will say the part of the road that you actually are on that they've done is beautiful, really nice. And it'll be that way for another 9 or 10 months, I suppose.
Sure.
Stay off it. Do anything else. John R., Woodward, something else.
And 94 is also under construction too. So don't even think about heading to the east side. So
Wonderful.
it's total train wreck this week. So
for the second half of our traffic update, I'm going to point at Professor Beth Oljar.
Hey, I've been home since little after 2, so I know nothing about traffic.
Come on, you got to fill us in on that hardcore Piccadilly traffic, which is always just bananas at this time of day.
No, not so much. Not since Halloween, when it was, you know, everybody's double parked. And
right.
I think over the years, the street has probably gotten a reputation in different neighborhoods in Detroit as a place you can bring your kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I think a lot of people basically, I mean, it's clearly not just foot traffic. There's too many cars for that.
Right.
So clearly the neighborhood itself has gotten a reputation as a place where you can come and your kids have a safe trick-or-treating experience. But then Heather and Steven showed up, and all the trick-or-treaters stopped coming over.
Oh no!
You scared them off.
It wasn't me, it was Steven. He's like, Halloween is over.
Oh no!
And you
Are
had
there
a
worse
lot,
words in the
you had
English
a lot of
language?
candy left over.
Yes,
Yeah,
which I have been desperately trying to pawn off on Matt's students and my students and Dave and anyone who will take any.
Beth, that candy lasted a solid 1.5 course time keys, as far as I'm concerned, man. I put that out there, and the students were all over it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'll have to bring you more.
And yet they still fall asleep in class with all that sugar.
Oh my! It's a sugar high afterwards, right? It's their sugar hangover. Professor Dan Maggio is here with us today.
Matt, how
A
are you?
man who knows where Marlette is. Mhm.
I do.
And where his NyQuil is.
Yeah,
Or
thanks.
Dan.
Sorry about the sniffles, Dan. I noticed it when we first got online here.
Yeah, so it's not COVID. That's good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes. See, we never would have said that 3 years ago, but
I would be
congratulations for not
freaking
having
out.
COVID.
Yeah.
But thank you for
Otherwise,
the
good
traffic
Halloween,
warning.
Dan.
Yes, good. And I was going to tell Stephen, as a general rule, I don't go on the freeways, so I don't have to worry about what I can avoid. I don't have to worry about.
I avoid them at all
Unexpected,
costs.
Yeah.
And Edwin used to go to Ann Arbor, and he used to joke that he wouldn't take the freeways. He would always drive over 8 Mile, like all the way out, and then down into Ann Arbor. And I'm like, why would you do that? And now I'm beginning to see his wisdom.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually remember the conversations mostly with my grandfathers when they unveiled the plans for 696. And these gentlemen were not particularly old when that was going down, maybe in their 60s. And they were like, we can't wait to have another highly congested expressway in Metro Detroit.
Just what we need.
Just what we need. Again, continuing around the horn, Professor Heather Hill is here with us. It's you.
Yeah.
You just unmuted right as you were saying hello.
Oh no, I don't know. Hello.
Hello.
We got the hello. What's going on, Heather?
Oh, got to see Claire Crabtree last week. She was
How's
in
she
town.
doing?
She's doing well, I think. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that was nice.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, she headed back to Colorado on Tuesday. So misses everybody, but seems to be settling well in Durango.
When do we get her back for a show?
Next
That
time.
would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I'll see when she's coming next, and we'll try to get her on.
No, we're Zoom, so we can do.
No,
whoever.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can. I'll ask
Heather,
her if she'd like to do it.
If you could
You know-
arrange for that, I think that would be pretty spectacular. It's not even any skin off her nose. Durango is mountain time, so it would just be a nice post-lunch meeting for her.
I will. I'm
Burp
putting it
and
on
belch
my
your way through her questions. That's fine.
Thanks, Heather.
CMC regarding ATP.
So many initials.
So many acronyms.
It's on the list.
Thanks.
Sure.
We're being joined today by Professor Jim Tubbs,
Well, hello.
who you brought much delight to at the Halloween soiree. Several of my family members or friends who were there were like, I talked to this one guy and he had a lot of great stories to tell. And I just assumed it was you, Jim. It makes a lot of sense.
Well, it may have been. I don't know, but I had a good time at your house. That was nice.
Thanks
I kept
for
trying
coming.
to imagine how you're going to lay things out next year when you have a different yard, a different driveway, a different garage.
It's going to be very, very different or possibly non-existent.
No,
it's-
Matt. Remember, you
Oh,
can rent my
dear.
lot. Rent
Oh
my lot
yeah,
on the cheap.
we could do a zip line across Eaton, and then we're really
Mhm.
going to be talking.
Oh, that'd be great. Yes, a zip line for ghosties and ghoulies and long-legged beasties. And things that go bump in the night.
And things that go bump in the night. That's
Matt,
exactly right.
you do know, we could get enough hay bales. We could probably, come up with a small maze in my yard if we need to.
Oh my gosh, that would be a ton of fun.
Yes.
Speaking of beasties, the little kids
Beth
would
looks
love it.
thrilled.
Yes.
Aw.
I'm a dork. What can I say?
You should require guests to wear costumes next year.
There were a lot of people that came costumed, including an old, I know I'm going to get in trouble. I won't say any names, an old grade school buddy of mine who I've kept in touch with on and off, but shows all of our shared years, and had a nice conversation with my mom. And then he walked away, and my mom goes, "Who was that guy?" I'm like, "That's this guy." And she's like, "Oh my God." It just sort of blew her mind,
He's grown up.
People are still around. I thought, there we go. I was hoping to introduce Professor Mara Livezey and make sure that her minions were available for interview as well.
Hello.
Where is the cat right now? It's not on your keyboard, is it? Yeah, there
It's
we
right in
go.
front of me. The angle on this new computer is like really weird, so you can't hardly see anything. And I have a lot of space up here.
That's cool.
Well, you can't
That's
tip
very
it.
cool.
You can't go like this and just kind of like make people nauseous.
No.
What?
She's super interested in that snickerdoodle cake that you brought, because I just finished eating that.
Finally, how was
delicious.
that? That was good.
Very good.
Yummy.
Snickerdoodle cake. That's what it's all about. All hail
can't-
the tartaric acid.
I can't wait till we can get together and start sharing food again.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Yep.
If we're not sharing, hay bale mazes or food, then we will be sharing some time with Professor Dave Chow.
Pleasure to be here, as always.
Excellent. Sun is out today. Dave, what are you working on?
I am. Oh, you might actually appreciate this, Matt. I'm working on an advent calendar
Oh, cool.
for a car company. So you don't even know what's behind door number 3. So
Matt, I assure you, it's a Christian car company.
The
oh,
other day I was in Costco and they had a beer advent calendar. You'd put a little door for each day and there'd be a different beer in there.
So I gotta
wow.
say, we've actually gotten addicted in the Mayo family to everybody having their own advent calendar and having it be something that's very specific to that person. Emmett had a God Save Me, like Among Us advent calendar last year because that was all the rage. And my other son had a
The
video game
Minecraft
themed
one?
socks calendar. But you can pretty much get anything you want out there, Jim. Beer is just the tip of the iceberg, I assure
I
you.
know.
Hey, wait a minute. Do we need to do an Ask the Professor advent calendar?
That would be kind of cool.
No.
But maybe
The-
every door is Zombie Beth.
The advent calendar that I have has been in my family for over 50 years.
That's so cool.
My grandmother bought it
It
for me.
says
in
advent was
Copenhagen.
invented, right?
You could have a body part behind every day, and then
Well,
symbol
it
of
just
the body.
Ooh.
was-
has
was
rings on
Zombie
it
Beth.
that you could tie little gifts to. So
Oh, that's
instead
cool.
of doors,
That's cool.
it had little rings. It has little rings on it. You tie gifts to.
Doesn't
Yeah, I
I
like
just,
that
I
a
just
lot.
want a
Trader
door
Joe's
big
do
enough
a-
to put a substantial piece of chocolate behind.
There we go.
That's what I'm
Or
looking
baked
It's
good.
a pretty low bar too, right? Don't you think you should be able to meet that easily?
I think that's where Dan was going a minute ago because Trader Joe's has a lot of different, right, Dan?
I think they have a dog cat pet. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
But I thought they had like a cat or a dog adventist calendar for pets.
That's pretty cool.
Bronner's in Frankenmuth has more advent calendars than you can
I
count.
bet.
Of course.
There you go.
Bronner's has a whole bunch of other things too, that
Yeah.
more than anybody else. So
I bought my first Christmas ornaments this year today.
Nice.
In fact, there's it was, Max from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, his little
Yeah.
antler.
Mhm.
It's Max with his,
Aw,
his little
that's cute.
antler.
That's
I
cute.
Hey,
I
Beth,
thought, I'm like, I have to have that.
hey Beth, should we do like zombie Beth ornaments for you to send out to your relatives?
Oh my God.
Okay,
Oh, my sister would love it because she has already expressed her appreciation of Zombie Beth.
hey, I do have a student that's got a set of shrinky dinks that we could actually make. So I mean,
I was sure that was going in the 3D printer direction.
No,
But until we go
we're doing shrinky dinks. It's faster. It's easier.
into any other direction, I'll remind everybody this is
I
a program
remember
where you
those
can send us
things.
questions regarding anything. If you stump the panel, you win a prize. If you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You can send us the questions in a number of ways. You can email us at atp@udmercy.edu. Find us on Facebook and Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. Interesting. A short time ago, we sent in a list of imponderables and favorites, and we hope they met with your approval. We've also been scribbling down some interesting questions for the show. Below are 25 questions from all over the place. We hope they'll spark lively discussion from the panelists. We hope you have as much fun with these as we have coming up with them. As always, warmest greetings from Valencia, California. It's our friend, Frank Burrows. Very nice.
Frank, yay!
Hey,
All right. In what year, I really am asking the date, but if you can do the year, that'd be pretty good. In what year did Wikipedia start?
96.
So that's a little too early.
The year
I think
Funkin' Wagner
2005.
folded.
99.
2001.
2001.
Yeah, Mara and Dan got
2001.
it at the same time. It's January 15th, 2001, Wikipedia started. And getting smarter every day. Thanks for centralizing all of human knowledge so that when Skynet goes active, it can just read it in 5 nanoseconds and
We're
destroy
doomed.
us all.
and thanks for
Okay.
becoming the main source of my students' research.
Am I the only one who got the Skynet reference?
No,
Wikipedia is actually handy, I think, as long as you know, as long as you're critical, right, about
Right.
Mhm.
the
It's a good
it comes in
starting point
handy,
for a lot of things.
during the sports season too, when people can actually go change things up on one another. So
I've
they've
seen
actually
that a few
turned.
times.
Yeah, do you remember like when the Red Wings were playing the Avalanche? They would turn the Avalanche into some beer league or something like that. Somebody
Right.
takes hold of it. So
There was a short while where I had some very, very, very cranky students. I started teaching in 2002, and I want to say it was my 3rd or 4th year, and they were very upset with me after a recent exam or what have you. And I was added to the list of notable alumni from Detroit Mercy. The new additions were me and the Witch King of Angmar. And I got a strong vibe from that. So continuing with the question set, what's another name for the food that's called a filbert?
a hazelnut.
Nut.
it's a nut.
Oh.
That's a hazelnut.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
hazelnut.
another name for a hazelnut.
We grow lots of those in Oregon. Lots
Pretty cool
of them.
stuff.
Mm.
What
I
else
believe
do you
it's a
grow
classic-
in Oregon?
Lots of lots of good things. In fact,
How about this one? And everybody really should know this, especially after hint, the movies of the last 3 or 4 years. What album in the United States was the first to have the parental advisory label attached to it?
was it Nirvana? No, it was
No. It's
rap.
gotta be like
Run
Ice
DMC or
T
something.
or no. It's gotta be like. Oh, is it? It's one of the rap groups. It's got to be one of them.
Like
Is it
Run
Um,
DMC or
No, it's a little harsher.
Beastie
No,
Boys.
it was
Beastie
old.
Boys. Nasty. as you-
And an
Two Live
NWA
Crew.
album.
Yeah, I would NWA, somebody like that. Ice T, Ice Cube.
Two Live Crew.
2 Live Crew.
Nasty as they want to be.
No,
right?
it was Banned in the USA was the name of the
Oh,
album. It was
okay.
perfect. Absolutely perfect. 2 Live Crew. Yep.
See, I always tell people that Run DMC. That's when rap was still funny. That's all.
You know that in a certain fairly recent year, the Pillsbury Company decided to not use the trope of poking the doughboy in his stomach anymore in their ads. What year was that?
Ooh.
Sad year.
2015.
It was quite a bit earlier than that.
92.
Let's go 2001 to coincide with Wikipedia.
Getting closer.
Oh.
It was 2005. Pretty close, Dave. Pretty
2005.
close. Yep.
Did they give a reason why?
I did a little bit of research because I couldn't help myself when I read this question. And the bottom line is that the trope was viewed as making fun of people holding on to extra weight.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So
And
it's
they
like,
certainly don't want their products to be associated with.
wait, so is this like pastry, assault and battery? I mean, something like, you know,
Oh,
wow.
fat shame. right?
Body shaming.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now he's still around and he's on labels,
Oh,
and I think
yeah.
he actually appears in ads, but nobody pokes him anymore.
he's still
Right.
just as portly too.
Exactly. Hey, it's relatively rare that you see this, but when you do, I'm sure it jogs a memory. When was the last time you saw Coca-Cola 2 liters with bright yellow caps? What does that mean?
Oh,
Has it got lemon in it? Yummy.
No, but
No,
that's a good guess.
no, isn't it kosher? It's kosher, right?
Kosher. It's kosher if it's got the yellow cap. Yes.
Because Matt, you do know that 7-Eleven by us, they do have the Slurpee machine that's kosher.
They do. They do.
So.
That's where I can actually say I think it's the most recent time I've seen the yellow caps.
7-Eleven also has now sugar-free Slurpees. Yay.
Wait a minute, that
Yay.
doesn't seem right.
I know, but they do.
Okay,
I'm not kidding you.
It's the real deal.
that's like
Yep.
caffeine-free Mountain Dew. Oh,
Hey, profs, what happens when someone suffers from Gruen, Gruen, Gruen transfer? It actually is a malady, but what happens when you suffer from Gruen transfer?
that sounds like you're changing your major.
Something
You
icky.
suddenly become left-handed.
I like that, but that is
Cool.
not it.
You take on a
Be
characteristic
cool
from somebody
because
else
lefties rule.
or something.
What was that, Dan?
What was that, Dan?
You take on a characteristic of somebody else.
No.
Gruen.
Is it kiss? Is it kissing? Is it
I think that it
saliva
has
transfer?
something to do with a particularly American-based activity that started in the late 60s and based on one's perspective, sort of finished up in the 90s. Before the internet, there was a place that we all went to hang out.
Arcades?
The
Drive-in
mall.
theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has to do with shopping malls. For a while, it was
What?
an actually recorded malady to lose track of time and a sense of three-dimensional space in a mall.
Oh, like Gruen watches.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm giving that one to Beth for bringing up our old friend, now long gone, the shopping mall.
Long live Northland.
The world's first shopping mall.
That was the big thing to do on the weekend when I was a kid.
Yeah, I got arrested there once. Oops.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
We want
Truant
details,
officer.
please.
Truant officer. I talked my way out of it.
I see.
geez.
I just stopped by, pick up photo paper for my film lab class, and then I happened to walk out. Does anybody remember like Circus World, the toy store?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they used to have video games out there too,
Mhm.
right by the very edge. And I
So
had
you
an
were
extra-
distracted.
I was doing research.
He had Gruen
That's it.
transfer. He had
Yeah, you
Gruen
lost
transfer,
track of
whatever it
time.
is.
Yeah.
Research during class hours.
Yes, darn right. Ugh.
You had a malady.
Yes.
It was a malady. This U.S. presidential child had a pet, and the name of the pet was Emily Spinach. Who was this?
Emily Spin.
One of the Nixon girls.
The only other clue that I'm given here that I think you'll appreciate is Emily Spinach was a snake.
Amy Carter.
I was
Amy
going to
Carter.
say Amy Carter. That's who.
That would have been a perfect bookend, Stephen, but I'm afraid it wasn't.
It was not in the book.
What was it? Was it like Teddy Roosevelt's kids or somebody like
Teddy
that?
Roosevelt's daughter Alice had a pet snake named Emily Spinach. Makes
I
perfect
bet-
sense.
I bet Leslie
Oh,
knew that.
Longworth? Well, that fits.
I figured
I
he's an
just-
animal lover, so
My next
Howard.
clue was going to be think of a president who was least likely to give a crap if there was wildlife wandering through the White House. And I'm guessing you would have gotten to Teddy Roosevelt pretty fast.
But why Emily Spinach?
That's a good question that I have no answer
Was it a
to.
green snake?
It could have been a green snake. Yeah.
Good
good name.
grief.
In what city, professors, was Michigan's first revolving restaurant?
Wait a
Grand
minute.
Rapids.
Is it-
So it's
what
either
is a
the
revolving
re-
restaurant?
the
Uh,
Detroit at the
wait a
Rens
minute.
End?
I think I know Marlette. No.
Grand Rapids.
because there wasn't there one over at Telegraph in 10 Mile, the Holiday Inn. They had one at one point.
Really
And they had
disturbing today, Dave. Very disturbing. Yes, it's the Holiday Inn on Telegraph in Southfield.
That's it?
100%.
Okay, Matt, I used to work at Tel 12 when I was in high school.
Okay, so at least there's a connection. Otherwise, you're just sort of like, oh, we went out there every week, you know? It's like crazy.
What's I guess the change of views. No, it would be interesting if you could spin it really fast. That would make for fun.
What like a Cedar Point ride where they pin you to the wall with your entree? I mean,
We should write to the city of Seattle and suggest they do that with the revolving restaurant on the top
There
of the
you go.
Space Needle. I bet
Turn it
whirling it really fast that high up would be a big hit.
If you could
Well,
eat your
very
dinner
safe.
and keep it down, you get it for free.
Traverse City.
I remember at the summit, which used to be, at the top of the Rents End,
mhm.
people would lose their purses, their umbrellas and things because they'd put them down beside the table and the
The wrong
shelf there
side.
was part of the wall and their table was on a floor that was moving.
Stephen, do you want to mention somebody who
Yes,
we
well, Claire Crabtree did that once.
Did she?
Went up to go to the ladies' room, and she reached for her purse, and of course it was like 180 degrees on the other side of the revolving thing.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
okay, so Traverse City. Ann Arbor.
No, it's
Oh, no.
it's
That's
Southfield.
Southfield.
We
Southfield.
hit it right
Seriously?
on the spot.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn.
Dave got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that
I
was
lived near there, but I had no idea that tower ever revolved. I mean,
I
because the whole
remember-
tower is cylindrical.
Yeah. I remember when that thing first went up back in like the late 70s, early 80s. That thing was the place to go.
Wow.
So we
no
got that
longer-
answer because of Dave's misspent youth.
You say
Had
it's
to get
no-
to the mall to work. So
You say it's no longer there.
Oh, I don't know
there.
actually.
It's
No,
a
it's still
different
there.
name. It's a
Yeah.
Radisson of some kind now. Yeah.
We should do a
Professors,
show- we should do a show there.
we should. You'll hear
It doesn't
everybody's
spin.
voices get very, very far away, and then they'll come back again. Professors, who was the first British woman to win 5 Grammys at one award ceremony?
Judi Dench.
Mm-mm.
Grammys.
Grammys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Adele.
Maybe.
Adele,
Not
Dusty
Adele.
Springfield. Dusty Springfield.
Nope.
Amy Winehouse?
British woman.
It was Amy Winehouse.
Amy
Amy
Winehouse.
Winehouse.
Nice.
There's a great loss.
Yep.
Yes,
a
it
very good
was.
loss.
Another 27-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in the Jimmy Janis.
That's right.
Kurt
Jim
Cobain.
Morrison.
Kurt Cobain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Professors, this is one of those questions where the answer changes, or rather could change on an hourly or a daily basis. As of October 31st, 2021, who is the oldest living vice president?
Well,
Rumsfeld?
It's not what it says.
I mean, not Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney.
Cheney.
it's Dick Cheney. Yeah,
Oh,
Dick
right,
Cheney
okay.
is over 80 years old at this point. Yes.
Is he alive or preserved?
Yes, he
They're
showed up at
different.
Colin Powell's funeral today.
Oh.
But
That's right. That's right. I saw the funeral a little bit. We had it on in the lobby. History happening.
I think he's still shooting people too, isn't he?
it's right in his face.
His aim never got better.
Speaking of Colorado, Heather, who is the largest employer in the state of Colorado?
the ski industry.
The Air Force.
Coors.
Yeah, it's the airport, Beth. You got
Air
it. Denver
Force is what I
International.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was, yeah,
Oh,
the Air Force
the
is what I
DIA.
said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard airport, and we're good to go.
But okay,
We'll
I'll
take
take
it,
credit.
Really? Doesn't seem like a large employer.
Well,
It's a massive airport.
That is a big airport.
Yeah.
It's a
And
big
it is
airport.
open 24/7. So
And don't forget that it also is a place where certain people are supposed to go if anything ever really gets out of hand again. That's where the super bunker is 26 stories down for the president to go live if we go through another 9/11 or whatever. Yeah.
Really?
Well, that's where all the nuclear weapons are in
Right.
that part of the country.
That's
right?
why
So
Claire Crabtree's going out there. She gets a room at the bunker.
if I had to live in a landlocked state, Colorado would be tempting, although I've never been there. I've just seen pictures.
Cool. It's cool.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I love the Rockies out there. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Well, it's
Just-
the West, so it's automatically superior to every other part of the country.
Just don't get a 4-cylinder car.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Just a couple more profs before we're going to have to sign off. What was the Richter magnitude of the largest earthquake in Michigan history? Happened in Coldwater, Michigan in 1947.
7.3.
8.1.
4.8.
8.7.
5.9.
I'm giving it to Dan. It was a 4.6. You were just a
Oh.
little bit over.
Oh, okay.
That's not, I mean, I probably
too
shouldn't
bad.
speak out of turn. It's not too bad, but earthquake, kind of freaky.
It feels strange for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So last question for today. Thanks again, Frank. These questions were really awesome. What was the age of the oldest person who has ever walked directly on the surface of the moon?
Ooh. 43.
I'll give you a hint.
Oh.
It's a prime number.
Oh, for the love of
47.
47 is correct.
That's great.
Yes, Alan Shepard was 47. He was the only Mercury astronaut who ever set foot on the moon, and we haven't been back since. So
So James Shatter doesn't count. Did he not make it?
William Shatner,
No.
you mean?
William Shatner, sorry, yeah. Doesn't count because he didn't make it. He only made it to the upper stratosphere or whatever.
all I'm saying is amazed Shatner is a pretty nice meme that I'm seeing show up quite a bit on the internet. Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Well, we own the moon, so really, why go back?
Yeah.
You know,
And will we
I love
ever
that
go
you
back?
remember
No.
that, Beth. I love that you remember that.
it was so funny.
Folks, I'm afraid we've used up all the time we have today, so it's time to say goodbye. Dave,
See ya.
Mara,
See ya.
Jim,
Goodbye.
Heather,
Bye-bye.
Dan,
Bye-bye.
Beth,
Bye.
and Stephen.
Goodbye.
Now these words from University of Detroit Mercy. Ask the Professor is transcribed in, all of our homes, but usually it's in the Briggs Building in the Department of Communication Studies in the College of Liberal Arts and Education at University of Detroit Mercy's McNichols campus. Ask the Professor is produced and technically directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mayo.